really got that much to go in with it as far as other tanks go. So this is going to be a interesting battle, to say the least, really. I don't remember. Just check. I didn't anything yet. Sorry, when I say elite, basically I mean I put the expert on the plus 30 there. It's just you know, my kind of terminology, I suppose. But because I'm taking that, I can also take in such other things as the Rodos. That one and that one. I could put a Google this in. And actually I could put any of them in. However, I'm going to go for the G13 just because that can actually carry bombs. And having aircraft that can drop bombs in a ground forces game is actually really useful. I mean, to be honest, taking the 2 Arados in is a bit overkill. Because I could get away with in fact I should actually put in one, what's it called? One Dornier. Because by doing that, it will mean that I've got something that can loiter over the battlefield and drop multiple bombs. Or more bombs than just 2. The Rider doesn't just drop 2, it drops 3 in total, but 2 drop together. So, in effect, it's only really got 2. Yeah, if you understand what I mean. That would do for the D5, I think. The issue I've got, obviously, is I need to upgrade both of these. Which is obviously going to take some time. Yeah, okay, let's go for pilot, I think. Right, so the Mighty Mouse. I have expert the crew on this as well, for obvious reasons. I did actually read something about this really recently, which is kind of disappointed me. People basically recommend to not take any ammunition for the 75 at all, which makes sense. Yeah. The thing about that particular gun, I don't have to check this, to be honest, because I don't think that's, well, it's not right as far as some of my references go, or sources. I might have to double check them. But yeah, if that is the case, then you know, that's another thorn in the side for this as far as it being correct goes. Now I just wanted to check the armour. See, that's still not 240. That is, but that isn't, as far as I'm aware, that should be 240 as well. And it not having it is quite a big problem, because if it was 240mm, it would just be enough to stop an IS-4 round at close range. But being 220mm means that an IS-4 round will go through at close range. And that's, you know, pretty much the main opponent for this, really. I'll see how well, you know, I'm going to give it a go now and see how well I do, but you will have to, I say bear in mind, well, yeah, not necessarily bear in mind, but you will have to bear with me if I blurt out obscenities, because I have taken this out before, and I have ran into several issues as far as the, effectiveness of the armour goes, in particular. I get mod stock, which is not a good map for the Morse, really. Well, I suppose in certain respects it doesn't really matter, but yeah, it's the Morse is certainly don't expect to survive, but I have also heard some other interesting things about this as well. See, that's the high explosive. Yeah, so drop all of that out. It means I'm only using the main gun, but I understand. Yes, I know. I mean, I understand the principle behind it, because, you know, it's just, I mean, it's useless in certain respects. And that's pretty much it, maximum speed. Well, a little bit faster, but not much. I should actually head probably towards C over there. Oh, it's one of the crabs, guys. So I expect him to have no soul. Sorry. Private joke, I suppose. I can tell you something. I mean, I've got the volume turned down, I should say, for this game. And even with the volume turned down, this engine sounds really loud. Certainly not something you can sneak up on someone with, that's for sure. Oh, come on, give me a good target, please. Please. Come on. You're going to the circle, aren't you? Oh, they've already had someone in the circle, okay. Unlucky T-54. Magic bullet time. Ready? Yeah, he just put a shot straight through the turret. Straight through the vision port, yeah. Nice weak spot there, Gaijin. And that's it, the gun's completely knocked out now. Amazing. Oh wow, a Chica just killed a M103. Wow. Let's see what that went through, shall we? Oh, lol. Hello. Yes. Good job, Gaijin. Well, you know what? Yeah, it's going to be this with a nice little bum load. There we go. Oh, where did he go? Oh, hello. Someone's shooting at me. That was at 57. I was looking to get out of that one alive. So yeah, still as broken as it was before, by the looks of things. More so considering, you know, it's German. um, First shot went straight through there. Let's have a quick look, shall we? Values 220 apparently. It doesn't give me any difference in the arm values there. At the second shot, that went through, well, the gun basically. Ignored the gun and hit the breech behind and then exploded back into the turret. So it should have exploded round about here when it hit the gun, but instead it went straight through that, hit the breech behind the gun there, and killed everything inside. That is a bug. It should have exploded here. Worst case scenario, and it didn't hit the gun and it hit down here, you're looking at 315mm of armour there. That's just on that particular part of the gun shroud as well. Then it's got to go through the breech and then into the turret. Bear in mind, I'm not sure what part of the mantlet actually covers, or how big the mantlet is, or, you know, it's difficult to say because this is in the way. You can't, there's no way of removing that. But even if it didn't hit that, say it hit this, the gun shroud here, this section here, and hit there, for example, oh, 393mm, that's even thicker than that part. If you hit the actual mantlet down here, that's 302mm. So again, it's just, yeah. I mean, with the IS-3, unless he's, I'm assuming that the better ammunition has a better penetration. I'm not 100% sure. 207, he was actually a bit further away than 10 meters, I think, on that particular occasion. So 201. Now that wouldn't have gone through. And this better ammunition type, I assume, 230. That wouldn't have gone through either. So, yeah, bug. Bearing in mind, you know, this is the top tier vehicle. So it's relatively expensive to repair. 11,000, that's as much as top tier aircraft. I probably made a loss in that last game, I imagine. No, I made a profit actually. That's 8,886. Why is that? The Morse cost 11,000. Makes no sense, Gaijin. Come on, wakey, wakey. What are you doing? Right, well, let's continue on with the Morse. I'll have a few more games with it. But now this is a better environment for the Morse, but it will depend on which side of the map I spawn on. From the north side it's much better, and on the south side it's not so much because it's wide open spaces. Alright, north side, so it is better. Okay, yes. I mean, to be honest, I should actually take, in fact I am, yeah, I'm going to take some HE rounds for this because that way I get to shoot at soft targets. Yes, I know. And stuff like AA, AAA, you know, the HE round from this is perfectly adequate to take him out. And that's right, you can see that, right? It's Americans and the Germans versus the Russians in Berlin. Lol, IS-4. Even funnier is that you just put that straight, yep, straight through the turret. No, they ran straight through the turret. Yeah, this apparently is balance, according to Gaijin at least, anyway. Have that. We need to recap A, otherwise we're going to lose. Okay, why are you doing that? It's just stupid. Let them come. Well, it actually did something in this game. Wow. Yeah, that did actually happen. I was having a half decent game there, and then yes, Gaijin again. Awesome. There's nothing like a bad team and Soviet bias to ruin a good game. And if you're thinking you can hear contempt there, then you're probably right. I've seen some very, very suspect things happen in this game, and most of it happens to Soviet vehicles. I'm not joking either. And it's also not jealousy either. I really, you know, it's more to do with the way that they've set up this game, at least at the moment. For example, what I was fighting there, the IS-4. I'll just show you. Information. Really? Playing 1943? Yeah, really? In 1944? No. IS-4 was mass produced until 1949. And for 1945, really? They're claiming... yeah, under the description of IS-4. So I don't think it was the same as the one that you've actually thrown into the game. It's, yes. That, I think, is highly suspect. I mean, the T-54, I'm pretty sure... Well, that's 1947, I assume. That's probably 1949, I guess. And that one's probably 51. In which case, yeah, all three of those were developed... Well, that one was 2 years after the Morse, at least. That one was 4, and that one is obviously 6. This apparently is balance. Meanwhile, with the Germans, they're left with World War II vehicles here. That's World War II. That was never made, and that was in the prototype stages at the end of the war. Which is basically 1945. That was never made either. I think they maybe did prototypes of that, but yeah, don't think it was ever used. Either way, it's still 1945, around about that point. That one, I would say, yeah, it might have been getting put into trials in 1946, I guess. If, you know, the war continued. And that, I don't think that was ever made either. But, you know, Gaijin. Normally, well, this should be a little bit easier, hopefully. As it's street fighting. But, considering that everything can penetrate the Morse from the front, yeah, not much difference. And why it's got a coaxial machine gun rather than a coaxial 20mm cannon is another kind of weirdness. I have to leave that on because there will be other tanks that you will be using. And I'd rather have the notification on for when I am actually using them. So again, it's America versus Russia. I'm one of threes, that doesn't really matter apparently. You could have all of the M103s in the world, but it wouldn't make much difference to an IS-4. Or possibly even an IS-3. Certainly makes no difference that I'm in a Morse. The Morse is pretty much hopelessly outclassed by most of the opposition at its battering. I mean, yeah, it's got thick armour. Fairly thick armour, I suppose. But it's also... Oh, here we go. Captain Idiot over there. Who is that? Sorry, no to avoid him. Oh, Russian, possibly. That surprised me? No. Just should be going down towards the beach, looking at the map. So I may as well. What, they're already on A? Wow. Well, they will have T-54s as well, so they are fairly quick, I imagine. Considering that they're, you know, possibly up to 6 years later designs. Now, how would you... you might ask, would Gaijin fix this? One of the easiest ways they could do it is by increasing the spread. I've been discussing this recently with a couple of people that play the game, and it would be the easiest fix at the moment. Whilst they are working on a completely new matchmaker that isn't as broken as this one. Fortunately, that doesn't do anything for the people that are actually playing at the moment. People that are playing at the moment are just suffering. It's pretty much as simple as that, and that's the reason why the population for this game is so low. There is, you know, no coincidence there. It's mainly due to the fact that the game is quite broken. And if it wasn't so, the population would probably be on the increase. Well, it's a nice 4M there. Wonderful. Like how they've got the, you know, the sun just in the position where we can't actually, you know, see anything. Which is the case here. There's a guy over this behind that rock, but oh, where did that come from? Would like to know. There we go. It's an AA unit, right? Good old SU. Yeah, because that's apparently realistic physics. Interesting. Well, yes. I'm gonna be the party pooper. Pay them back in kind. Well, there's pretty much no doubt that my team is going to lose this one. So I'm just going to go and shoot some more down. Shoot some balloons down even. Since, yeah, I'm at bombs. The only way I can actually do anything is to go back and rearm, and the team is literally just about to lose this game. There we go. Never mind. I'm not even going to get any more balloons. Should have just done that rather than going back for that other bomb, to be honest, but never mind. Such is the current state of play with... sorry. Yeah, such is the current state of play with Warth and the top tier tanks. Well, let's thanks. Don't have the monitor at the moment, but I don't imagine that's going to be that much of a difference with regards to taking on the Russian top tiers, which, yeah, obviously have the monopoly at the moment with regards to killing everything. How long this stays in play, or in the current way it's in game, I would not know to say, to be honest, because the way that Gaijin develop things, Russians basically the last nation to get nerfed, and yes, Russians obviously are the biggest issue at the moment in this game. They might deny bias as much as they want, but it's obviously it's not obviously an issue, it's obviously there. This thing shouldn't be at Battle Range 7, it's just as simple as that. It's just stupid to be sat there. The IS-4 as well. And Battle Range 8, yeah, it can quite happily sit there, but the more should be shifted down if that's the case. This current matchmaker system is crap. It has to be said. I have said that several times before, and I will just keep on saying it because it is. It is quite simple. You know, they can deny it as much as they want, but, you know, the proof is in the pudding. It's not in what they're saying, it's in what people are seeing in game.